Is Spirit Halloween bringing back these fan favorite animatronics for 2025? Well, let's talk about that. What's up, Honors? I'm Alex, as always, and welcome back to the channel. So if you're not aware, each year Spirit Halloween brings back around 4 animatronics from the past. Like, for example, last year we saw the Creepy Towering Clown, Twitch and Banshee, Clownin' Around, and Cerberus return. And in previous years, we've seen some other fan favorites return, such as Uncle Charlie, Whack-A-Mole Clown, and the Creepy Rising Doll. And now, moving into 2025, we've already seen them bring back one animatronic for halfway to Halloween. That guy, of course, being Silent and Deadly. But now, of course, there's still around 3 more animatronics for them to return with their June releases. So today, I kind of want to speculate on some of these fan favorite animatronics and just check them out and talk about if I think they could return this year, or if not, in the next few years. So anyways, that's what today's video is about. So let's start off by talking about one of the most popular ones, which is, of course, the Barnyard Butcher.
The farmer in the dell is going straight to hell.
Now, if you were to go and ask someone in the Halloween community what animatronic they want to see Spirit bring back, 9 times out of 10, the response you're gonna get is Barnyard Butcher. Personally, he's not one that I care too much to see return. He is really cool, but not personally one that I would really want to get. But still, he's an awesome animatronic. Of course, looking at him here, he's pretty much this evil farmer type guy. It's sort of like this guy with the scarecrow head, and he kind of chopped off the farmer's head, and it's just really creepy. I like the gore on this. You know, there's like the blood all over him, and then that chopped off head, it looks awesome. And yeah, lots of cool detail on this. Overall, just an awesome animatronic. And for what it was a pretty good one for what you're paying for this. Of course, originally retailed for $200. It stood 6 feet tall and had a couple different animations. And yeah, a ton of awesome voice lines packed into this guy too. He had a total of 7, which typically animatronics only have around 3, so that's pretty nice to see. And yeah, overall, this guy comes from all the way back in 2014, and the last year he was sold was 2016 online only, so it's been a little while since we have seen this guy sold at Spirit. And now getting on to if I think this guy would return or not. Honestly, I think there is a chance, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of surprised that Spirit hasn't even teased this returning yet with just how popular it is. Because yeah, this one, like I mentioned, it's the one that pretty much everyone wants to see back, it seems. But yeah, they haven't made too many references or anything to it, so it's unknown if Spirit is actually looking to see this return. No, he's a bit more of a darker character with more like gore and just the way he is, so maybe he doesn't fit in as much with what Spirit's doing today, but honestly, I will say I do have a feeling that he will come back eventually in the next couple years. I don't think he'd return this year, but I think definitely at some point we're going to be seeing this guy brought back online only. I don't think he would ever be an in-store returning, but honestly, all I'll say about this guy is I think at some point within the next couple of years, we will be seeing this guy back at Spirit.
Looks like you could use a smile. Come a little closer and I'll carve one for you.
Alright, and moving on, the next animatronic right here is another fan favorite, and probably the one that I most want to see return. This guy is, of course, Pumpkin Nester, and if you don't know what this guy is, he's probably the best pumpkin animatronic we've ever gotten, and definitely one of the best swinging ones out there. He's basically just this pumpkin monster creature that's sat here on the swing, and he just kind of swings back and forth and talks to you. And yeah, a ton of awesome stuff going for this guy. One thing I like in particular is just the voice lines on this guy. Whoever did that voice, and it sounds so awesome. I love that. And then yeah, overall, he was a decent one for the price too. He originally sold for $180 and then was bumped up to $200 the year after. And yeah, he was originally sold in 2013, and the last year we saw him sold at Spirit was 2016, so this guy, another older one that we haven't seen at Spirit in quite a while. And getting into if I think this guy will return, I think there is a very big chance that we could see him this year. Now, if you don't remember, a number of years ago, Spirit, of course, teased this guy in one of the themes. There's, of course, the photo of him on the wall. And pretty much whenever Spirit teases an animatronic in the theme or just somewhere, they do eventually bring it back. So with that little teaser thing being a few years ago, I think we will be seeing this guy either back this year or next year. I think it's just something that they're gonna have to do. So overall, Pumpkin Nester, I think we'll definitely see him back, and if they do bring him back, I think he'd only be online only, but yeah, this guy I would 100% want to get him. This is like one of my favorite animatronics of all time from Spirit. Anyways, getting on to the next one right here. This is another very popular one. Definitely one of the biggest clown ones of all time. Because this guy right here is, of course, Crouchy. Which, if you don't know what he is, he's a fairly recent animatronic. He was first sold in 2019 and he was last seen in 2021. And yeah, overall, he's just this massive clown guy right here. He's 7 foot tall, he's like really wide, he just kind of like towered over you, looked down you, and then had that sort of side-to-side animation. And overall, he's a very creepy one. I love the design of him, and he's definitely one of Spirit's biggest characters, I would say. They made so much merch of this guy, and he's just one that, in so much Spirit branding, even today, they still have this guy as a prominent figure. So with just how big part of this guy he is for the Spirit company, I do have a feeling that they will bring him back sometime soon. Now, I don't know how soon exactly that would be, because of course he is a fairly recent one, and we even saw a younger version of him known as Young Crouchy, which I think was even still sold last year, so he's one that we've already seen very recently, so I think it might be a couple more years out until we see this guy back in, but definitely with how big of a character this guy is, he's another one that I think will definitely return. This year, I highly doubt it just because he's such a recent one, but you never know, we might see him back, and if he comes back, I assume he'd be online only, but there's a chance they would sell him in stores because of how popular he is, but yeah, overall, Crouchy right here, he's an awesome one, and I think definitely he'll return in the next few years.
There is another world, a darker world, filled with nightmares. Come there with me. I will not return empty-handed.
And carrying on to the next one, right here we of course have Nightmare Harvester, which this guy, I'd say he's another one of my favorites of all time from Spirit, definitely one of the best farm ones they've ever made. This guy, if you don't know him, he's a pretty cool one. He's basically this scarecrow type creature that is just kind of like supposed to be in the pumpkin patch. You know, he has the pumpkin near his hand, and he kind of has these like weird rooted feet and hand type vibe, and then that scarecrowish face. And yeah, this guy is certainly an awesome one. He has some pretty good movement. It's just like the side to side in the mouth, but you know it works for him. And yeah, this guy, of course, was originally sold 2018. We last saw him 2020 online only. And overall, this character right here is another one of Spirit's biggest, I would say. Like with Crouchy, he's one that's been used in a lot of branding. They made a lot of merch of him, so I think this is another guy that we will be seeing back eventually. And I think this year may even be the year that they will bring him back. And if they don't bring him back in full form, I think this guy would also be an interesting one for them to bring back in sort of like the Young form like they did with Young Crouchy and the Young Collector guy. I think that'd be interesting to see, and like this guy, it is nice having him as big creature, you know, that's really the big appeal of him, I would say, but you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a little 4-foot version of him either. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it would be cool to see that in stores too, so overall, this guy, I do think he's definitely going to come back soon, and potentially even this year. I think he is a good contender for them to bring back. But overall, he's awesome, and yeah, like I mentioned, it would also be cool to see this guy in a Young Crouchy type of form.
May the demons of the underworld have mercy on your soul.
Alright, and carrying on, I've got one final one to talk about. This guy is, of course, the Reaper of Souls from 2009. Which, this guy right here, he's a very old one. Like, 2009, like I mentioned, it was the original year that he was sold. Then, the most recent year we saw him was 2016 online only, which I'm surprised this guy was sold for so long, but I guess he was a pretty popular one. But yeah, he's a great one, and I really do love his concept. Pretty much this guy's animation, he has this like cloak on, and then he has his arms where he sort of rips it open. They can see all the souls sort of in him. They kind of like stole, I guess. And yeah, he's just, yeah, such an awesome looking animatronic. I love that detail on him, like the souls inside him look cool, and yeah, he's got just that creepy Reaper vibe to it, and it's just such a simple animatronic, yet that animation is just so awesome and just really adds a lot to it. And overall, this guy, I do have a feeling that they will bring him back. Because, of course, we're halfway to Halloween. In the video game trailer we saw, or at least on the covering for the packaging, we, of course, saw this guy as one of the prominent figures in that game, which is very interesting because all the other animatronics that were on that were newer ones. This guy's like a very older one. So that kind of gives me the feeling that maybe that's a hint that they will be bringing back the Reaper of Souls here. So honestly, for this guy come back, I'm going to have to say I think he might be one that we're going to see back this year, maybe even in stores, or at least next year. I think having him in the video game there was just a teaser that he will be coming back. And yeah, overall, I'd love to see him back. He's a great animatronic, definitely one of the best Reaper ones we've ever seen, and if this guy were to be sold in stores too, that'd be awesome. So overall, the Reaper of Souls, I have a strong feeling that we will be seeing him back, and yeah, that'd just be so awesome. Anyways, with all said, everyone, that of course is it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below which of these animatronics you'd like to see return most, and just some other animatronics you would like to see back at Spirit. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll of course see you next time. Goodbye.